What we gonna renovate? Vlogisode 7. Hey y'all, welcome back to What we gonna renovate. We're gonna be doing the garden today. I'm out here in my backyard. I got my notes and my plan. I'll throw it up here again just to show you what we're gonna do here. Got the tool shed we're gonna put up in the area over there behind around the corner there. Gonna put in the fence today too. We're gonna go with panel fence, George brand. Just a flat wall of wood. Should be interesting. Don't want anybody peeking in my backyard seeing my vegetables. And we're gonna put a sidewalk down in a few places, create a couple beds, garden beds, planter beds. And we're gonna plant some grapevine, and then we're gonna plant some apple trees, Gala apples to be precise. And that'll be that side, and then we might get over here and start kind of mapping stuff out. One thing I know, Bernard wants to do is put fence in that front area that lines up with the front part of the house there, and then leave this side open, but there'll be a gate up there and a pathway that comes down here, so we might lay that today, but we'll see how far we get before the sun goes down. So we'll come over here, we'll set up that fence, and we'll get that tool shed assembled, bought and assembled. I might as well go ahead and get rid of this scaffolding. Don't need it. Okay, we're gonna get the fence. This side isn't gonna have a gate. This is gonna just be a solid wall, and we'll go with Brazil nut. How about that? Go with the Brazil nut here. Let's see. Won't let me do that. Let's check another option. Maybe we have to put a post there. That's not what I wanted. That's the ticket. Nice fence. I mean, someone can still get in here or peek around through here if they really wanted, but you got all these people potentially watching, so someone would have to be a little harebrained if they want to try to get back there like that. We'll come over. Won't do that fence yet, because that's going to have a gate, and there's a different kind of fence that I gotta go find. We'll just focus on the garden today. Get to that fence if there's time. Let's go in and grab that tool shed. Get that ordered and delivered. Bernard just has it labeled as tool shed on the list that I have. We'll just do that right there. We'll see what color. Red cedar. Red cedar looks nice. Or gray. Nope. We'll lay it out right here. Assemble it like so. It's one of those snap together models. The prefab, it comes with all the pieces, pre-cut, pre-drilled holes, and a big sign that says some assembly required. It's like, well, duh. And then a little pamphlet on how to assemble it that's just pictures and no words, which, if you're a real man, you don't use the instructions. And of course I set it up backwards. So let's try this again. Good grief. If I can do one thing right. Oh, don't tell me I did it again. We're about to find out. Yep, I did it wrong again. I still maintain my position that real men don't use instructions. Ah, nuts. Okay. So that's like that. Then the door should be on the side facing me now. For some reason it didn't want to go any closer to that fence. I still maintain my position that real men don't use the instructions. It gives us a sense of accomplishment that we could use our ingenuity to figure out how things go together just by looking at them. Of course, this helps no one if you do it wrong over and over and over. At that point, you just have to swallow your pride and get the instructions. Or ask for directions. Alright, now let's set out the pavement. If I can find on his list where he wrote it and what it's called. Doesn't look like he did. So I guess we'll figure it out from here. And here we go. We got our concrete slabs. Which are actually similar to the little squares we got for the pond and the gazebo. We'll get this one with the decorative edge. See if that'll butt up right there. Hey, look at that. Just pour down this concrete. go probably just a couple more on this stretch. Maybe one more. About like that. And then we'll come around this way. Go about to, that's probably good. And for this stretch, go about in the middle, so probably like here. And then what we'll do, once I finish this stretch, we'll get our trusty gardening tool. Call it the hand tiller. Some folks got that rototiller. It's just the I don't know. What is it? My trusty hand tiller. I was trying to say about the rototiller. It's just several of these things with a motor attached to it. But what we'll do is we'll do about, looks like I was gonna try to do 2 here, but it doesn't look like it'll allow us to. That's okay. We'll just do a couple like that with our magic gardening tool. Just like that. And then come down here, we'll do the same thing. Do 3 this time. Just like that. The goal here being for me to grow some vegetables for me to snack on. Nothing ambitious like corn or anything, but like cucumbers, maybe some rhubarb if they have it, pumpkins, some of that, maybe some squash, maybe watermelons, or some of those ground vine vegetables. But then over here was gonna plant some grapevines. Let's go find them. Bernard has them written down here as Bacchus vines, so we'll search for them. And we'll just plant some of these Bacchus here. Try to line them up with the sidewalk. We'll place them first. We'll put them in. I do love me some grapes. We'll go maybe just all along this. has a nice vineyard. And then we'll get the apple trees, which he has written down as the Gala. You know, because apparently some apples like to party. And we'll put them all along this side here. Starting from this side, I guess. One there. There. And then one about like that. Not too shabby. Scooch this forward a smidge. This back a smidge. Nice little mini orchard. With these, I can make some home pressed apple juice. Have some apple slices, caramel apples. And with the apple slices, I can have the peanut butter, apple and peanut butter too. Maybe make some apple butter for my toast in the mornings. All sorts of good stuff. Homemade applesauce. I made that once successfully and then wasn't able to duplicate it. Something with the lemons. But we'll go ahead and plant these. Cover it with the soil. Give it some hydration juice. On to the next. Galas are pretty good apples, but I've also had some of them Honey Crisp, Pink Ladies, Cosmics, Indy, Fuji. Dadgum, there's so many apples out there. But Gala apples have always been kind of a staple, so I went with them. That nice familiar taste when you get home from a day of hard work, bite into a nice juicy apple. Ain't nothing like that good feeling. Uh-oh. Oh, there it is. I misplaced my grapevine. Now, grapes. These are backless grapes, but I used to get those Concord grapes. Those are used a lot in jellies and jams and such. And then I've always been a fan of snacking on them black seedless grapes. I found the other day a batch of Napoleon grapes. You know how like people have Napoleon ice cream with strawberry, vanilla, and chocolate? Oh, this was red grapes, green grapes, and black grapes. It was a nice, a nice little bundle there. But I don't expect you to make any wine with these. I'm not a drinker like that. I'm not one of them connoisseurs. Not even a casual drinker or social drinker or whatever they're called. So maybe I might try to make some grape juice. I do like that sparkling grape juice. Maybe I'll try my hand at making some of that. But what I might do is the poor man's version of sparkling grape juice. Just get a bottle of grape juice and a bottle of Sprite or 7-Up or something like that, one of them lemon lime sodas, and just mix them together. There you go, sparkling grape juice. Alright. Good grief. Bringing out my tools. Well, that was a fast day. We're gonna... I'll plant the garden later. But we got those planted. And that's pretty much the extent of the garden right there. The colors will come when the grapes are ready and the apples are ready and this stuff's planted. But let's try to get this fence up over here. So this is going to be a big wide one. And there weren't a whole lot of gate options. So what we got is we got these fences and we got this wooden fence, but there's no gate for these big tall ones. The only gate is this little fancy white one. This isn't a gate. This isn't even a gate. But this is the only gate. If I go back to the main screen and I do a search for gate, those are all barns and corrals and pet things. The only garden thing, the only like decorative landscape thing is this gate Rio, which we're gonna have to do. So we'll go back to structures there. We'll go back down to that gate Rio, and the fence, and we'll just start laying this out. But looks like we can pick some. Now it's not gonna. This one doesn't have Brazil nut, but this walnut I think is close enough. So put that up. Set that right there, like that, and then the gate. I haven't ever gotten one of these gates before, but I want to put it in the center like this. Hey, that worked. I thought I was going to have to measure out a space for the gate to fit in, but doesn't look like that, did it? So let's see what this does. Oh. This is where all the puzzle pieces come together. That. That didn't like that. let's throw up a trying to hurry and get this fence put up. The sun's going down. Let's see if we can't get this lined up just like so. I don't need the hose right now. And we'll put this on the other side of this just to keep it uniform. And maybe we'll move this closer just to keep the whole thing uniform. But we'll have to shift this gate, I think. Move this fence. Did that fit? Nope, gotta move it forward a smidge. Or it looks like that's how it's gonna fit. And we'll move this closer here. And then we should be able to get this other section. Like that. Well, that needs to come closer. Go back a smidge. Just like that. And sun went down. Well, maybe I can squeeze in just another post in here and then probably call it. Nope, not that one. There. So that's that gate. So what I'm gonna do, and you know what, let's try to, we got some light from the windows, I guess, so we can try to pour some concrete. But what I'm going to do with this side is, I like forests a lot. And there's just something about sitting in a forest that's healing. To connect with nature on some level, however it affects you, is amazing sometimes, especially after a long day dealing with all the bull crap. Come home, sit on a bench, and just watch the trees, watch the birds that call the trees home, any little critters that make their homes there. It's like creating a whole habitat. You know them terrariums that kids make in grade school science class? Or like them ant colonies that they make? This is kind of like that on a larger scale. But so I'd like to have a forest in this section. Basically what would happen is it'd open up into the backyard. So there'd be a lot of like pine trees and such, and deciduous trees and little shrubs and things, and a walkway going through it with a little area for a bench, maybe with the back to the house. But we'll figure that out later. And then I could come from this side, just enter without going through a gate. But that fence in the front, that's the barrier, the boundary, if you will, from the public face to the private face. And so let's try to pour some concrete tonight, and we'll get that taken care of before next time. Next time we'll work on. I'll try to. I know Bernard's feeling a little better, but he's not quite there yet. We'll you know what? Maybe I'll go for some decorative slabs for this one. But I'm gonna see if I can bug him for a design, or at least what kind of plants he had in mind for this. I know he was working on this section before he got sick, but let's see. Let's go with the mishmash, like I have for the patio. And we'll just lay a straight through here. It's like a sanctuary, a forest. When you find a nice patch of untouched forest, or maybe not untouched, but nobody else around. It's like your own private sanctuary. And we'll go just one more like that. And then what we might do is make some stepping stones around here, or I might just leave it open. I'll have to see what Bernard says. He's got the more landscaping knowledge. Maybe he's got some old drawings from Mildred's stack of stuff, but we'll see. We got that laid down, and got the garden set up over there, and the tool shed. Let's go check that out real quick. Cool. Basically in here I'll be storing all my gardening tools. And I can just come over here, grab them, and get to work with the weeding and the planting and the harvesting and whatnot. That should work out nicely. And this fence, keep people from seeing my awesome victory garden. Well, this backyard is shaping up to be quite the oasis. I'm liking it. I really like that plan with the gazebo and the pond and the little things. Mildred really had an eye for stuff, as far as Bernard's told me. But all right, well, we'll call it there, and we'll come back tomorrow and we'll do some more stuff. I'll bug Bernard about the plants for over here. We'll get them set out and everything there, and then we'll work on the front yard. He hasn't been able to get designs together for the front yard, but we'll see what he's got going for that. I might have to do that one, but all right. Well, we'll talk to you guys later.